Hello everybody on the internet and welcome back to Cities Skylines, here with me, Addict, in the city of Asgard. Last episode we began work on this amazing ore industry area over here in this massive basin. This hill is absolutely enormous. We had a lot of fun trying to get the road coming down from the highway up the hill. And at the moment it's only like a level 1 or level 2 ore industry, but we have plans to extend that and make it bigger. At the moment it's called Hickory Ore. This little town over here just coming up on the right is called Hickory Hills. Thank you to the person who left the comment saying just to add hills to the end would make it a good town name. But yeah, the main start of Asgard, the old town, is over the bridge that we put in here using the new Bridges DLC. Looks very nice, and yeah, it's growing up into quite a nice town over here. We've almost sort of capped out or maxed out on how big we want to make this area. We've got a little bit more land to fill in, which is what we'll do today. So we currently have a nice sort of even mix of RCI demand, residential, commercial and industrial. Industrial is a little on the low side, which makes me not really want to go ahead and do too much more expanding of the ore industry area just yet. But we do have like a lot of space over here that we can use to basically extend our city. And also I really decided I hate this high school field over here because it's yellow and I don't know why. So we're going to replace it with something else, hopefully something green. So yeah, that was one we put down. So I don't know why that was yellow. We've got the large school green we could use. We've also got, I mean, we could put down this huge like baseball field and that could be part of the school. We've also just kind of got this nice small one. What else do we have here? School field 8x12. Oh, come on. Okay, well it fits, but apparently we've got potentially like a missing asset here. I have no idea what we're missing there that we should have for this school field, but I like it. I'm gonna try to work out what's wrong with that, and hopefully we'll be able to fix that at a later date. But we're gonna go with it for now because I think it looks good. And I think it matches. What is supposed to be there? That's bizarre. I'll have to take a look. I don't think I had any missing assets in my my mod loading screen mod. There we go, but you know, it's fine, we'll figure it out. But yeah, this school area I never really finished, which kind of frustrates me. I feel like I really should have finished it. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of cap this school area off by putting some fences up around the outside of the school. We might use the forestry fence, I think, or the ore industry fence maybe would be even better. Let's go with the ore industry fence. We're probably not going to be able to get it up around the entire school without using some cheats, and the main cheat of those being movement mod, but movement mod should be able to help us get the fence where we want it, because we want it coming down all the way along there. Yes. And then we want it coming along all the way along here, which you can see we're not going to be able to do. So let's just take it as far as we can. And if you didn't know, this is a nice little hack you can kind of do with movement mod. You can grab it and you can move things outside the city limits, basically. It's a little bit cheaty, it's a little bit dodgy, but you know what? I don't really mind. I am happy to use that to my advantage when called upon. I wonder what that is that is meant to be there that I'm missing. That's so frustrating. But okay, no worries. Also, I think I did that whole thing with no collision on, which means that we sort of, had a rock there in the middle of school, but that's fine. Okay, and then to finish off this kind of school area, we're not going to use forest brush. We're just going to use our individual tree placer. We're just going to put a few more trees kind of along the outside edge of the school grounds here. I think that'll look quite nice. Probably would have made more sense if I went with the tree that they used when they created this asset. The only problem is I don't... Oh, there it is. It's this tree. The kind of yellowy one. There we go. Put a couple there. And yeah, I think that looks good. And then around the front of the high school here, you can see we've got this nice kind of like space in here, which I would like to leave relatively open. We might put a walking path through. I also think I do want to upgrade that road. And there we go. Just because it wasn't looking right to me. But let's also, let's get a bit of a footpath coming through here, leading directly up to the school. Is that what's center here? I think like there is center, sort of right halfway in between these things. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, and then using some props and assets, we're going to hopefully make this look quite nice. We could do some little bushes using prop line tool. Yeah, I think that's quite good. And then we could do some along here. And there is actually a mod that I meant to download before the episode today, which I clearly forgot to do, but it's a mod that gets rid of this sort of dirt that the game automatically places below props. Because I would really like it if the grass could just, you know, extend right up to underneath the bushes, but that's kind of not the way the game really works. And it frustrates me, I must say. I don't really want to have all that dirt under the bushes, but it's fine. I'll figure it out. There's a mod for everything. That's what I like about Cities Skylines. It's similar to my other favorite game, The Sims, in that, yeah, there's basically, if something about Cities Skylines kind of annoys you or you're not like a huge fan of it, chances are there's a mod for that. And I enjoy games like that. I find that soothing and comforting. Also, I'm thinking maybe in here, content creator packs. Oh, those are key walls, nice. Might be nice to put in some park props even, maybe. Like we could put in, I haven't built any parks yet, really. But we could put in like a nice, like could we even pave this area maybe? I kind of want it to be like a little bit of a plaza, but I'm not sure. Well, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Unfortunately, the grid of the city is like running that other way round. I wonder if there's a mod for that to stop the surface painter tool from trying to stick to the underlying city grid that you can't even actually see when you're playing the game, because that would be nice. Okay, do we have any kind of like what am I thinking of? Like statues and something like that. Like, I mean, that's a bit grand for a high school, but that kind of thing is what I'm thinking about. It doesn't look like I've really got anything. I mean, I could put a rotunda in. Again, probably not really necessary for outside of a high school. Okay, maybe we'll go back to my original idea, which was just to put some landscaping in here then. There we go. I think that would look quite nice if it weren't for all the dirt that's like underneath all of the plants. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get that mod and then fix it up and make it look prettier, because that'll make me happy. But anyway, so over here, this is a fairly main road now that's like going through, sort of exiting the city. So I don't necessarily want to build this up too much with businesses and stuff like that. Like if we could avoid having much zoned on this road that's going to stop traffic, that'll probably help the flow of traffic quite significantly. I wouldn't mind just having a little pocket of commercial zoning over here, just so that when the kids come out of the school, they can go and grab something from like a local cafe or whatever. But I think otherwise we're just going to go with, as much as I hate zoning residential on a main road, we might just zone residential on a main road. Or we could also look at putting in some more kind of city services if we need them. Like we could do with an extra fire station out here, so maybe we'll go ahead and put one of those in. How is our health coverage? That's pretty decent. We could also put in this like hall and amphitheater thing too, which could look almost like part of the school, but it doesn't really fit. We could also put in a nice swimming pool. That might be nice. That'll make people happy. And then let's see, police coverage. Could definitely also use another local police station over here. We might put that on this side road there. And then in terms of other city services, there's not too much else that I want to put out here. So the other thing we could of course do is put in a park or two just to fill up this area and make it look nice without generating too much traffic. Because that is something I do want to be careful of. So we've got this nice pool here, therefore to me it would make sense to put some walking paths in so people can easily cut through to get to the pool. I like that idea. There we go. And then over here we're going to go ahead and put in a car park, as I always do. And then we might put in a little bit more commercial zoning just along there because they don't mind it being noisy. And these guys will definitely be pretty noisy. Otherwise, these guys can just deal with it. And then in here, I wouldn't mind having another car park if I've got one that'll fit. Oh, that one's a bit big. That one is also a bit big. Bummer. Oh, I can put it coming off of that road apparently? Okay. Can I layer 2? No, that looks silly. Sorry. Again, this is where I'd love it if Surface Painter would kind of work for me. I mean, it might work okay. We might be able to get away with kind of painting that area in. And that's not too bad. I don't really enjoy the Surface Painter mod as much as I wish I did. It's just, I find it a bit awkward to use. I find that it doesn't work as well as I would like it to. But that's all right. Okay, so then in terms of this area, we might just put a little bit more residential zoning in through here. And then we will continue to fill up this area just to give our citizens what they're asking for, which is, of course, more residential. It's going to be a bit awkward at the moment considering we don't own this tile yet, but once we own that tile, we'll be able to take... Basically, I'm thinking that the city limits for this city will be the edge of this sort of forest here. Like, we won't extend our zoning much past that because I think that would be just a natural sort of end point for this particular little town. I keep saying city, it's more a town. Think of it as a town. Let's just make sure that our people have access to water out here as well. Let's run a pipe down through there. That should basically cover everyone, and then we'll continue that running up there. And that looks pretty good. Alrighty, and then the other area we do want to fill out this episode if possible is this one here as well. What are you complaining about? Not enough buyers for products. How is our storage looking? Oh, okay. So I think we need another barn over here for our crops. That's what that tells me. Let's maybe just put another large barn here, and then we can store the crops until they are ready to be used. That's fine with me. So in terms of laying out kind of some roads in this area, I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that. I guess that's a good starting point. And then we could have something meeting up with that road. And then we could have something that meets up with this road. The grid is kind of going in this direction at this point, and then it really turns throughout this area. So I wouldn't actually mind having a bit of a natural kind of meeting point of these two grids, if I can make it look not too weird, which I don't know if I can at this stage. Maybe if we just kind of do that, and then just that bend is just not quite as soft as I would like it to be. Can I have you come out of there and just This is not working. Let's just turn on road guidelines real quick. I think I need the curve to go a little further. So let's just, again, build a road coming out of there. And then, there we go. That's more what I had in mind. Yes. So we will kind of try to do that a few times. I'm going to leave a fair bit of space here for more public services like power plants, dumps, water treatment plants, all that kind of good stuff. I would like it if that kind of would stay in this general area, but we can maybe just look at filling up this area a little more. Let's have that come out at 90. And then it doesn't want to join cleanly. There we go. You do want to join cleanly for me. Thank you. And then I guess it would make sense to kind of curve those two roads together as well. Excuse me. Just have that road go through there. This road should probably hook up to this roundabout. The only thing now is that this roundabout is all of a sudden a 5-lane roundabout, which, you know, it's not necessarily ideal, but I'm sure it'll be fine. 5-lane roundabouts are actually, like, not 5-lane, 5 exit, 5, I don't know what the terminology is, but you do get a few of them in Adelaide and here in South Australia, where 5 roads will intersect into the same roundabout. Those roundabouts are usually pretty freaky to drive through, but we do have them, so I think therefore it's fine for me to include one in my little town here. And I don't imagine that this will be so busy that, like, it's a particularly dangerous roundabout. There we go. I don't mind that for a sort of basic road layout through there. And then I would really like to see the grid breaking down a little more out in this area, like getting a little bit more sparse with the zoning and the houses and the roads and everything, just because we are getting a lot closer to the kind of farming industry area over here. So I kind of see this area to be like as the town limits, I guess. Like it wouldn't really go a lot further than out here. That's kind of the way I see that happening. So we'll have to see if we can achieve that with our zoning, by zoning kind of thoughtfully. This block here can still be fairly dense, but then out here we probably kind of want to do a similar thing to what we did over in Hickory Hills, where we don't necessarily just zone the whole thing in one big go. Like we want to have the houses kind of spread out and varied and yeah, like differing in size and all that kind of thing. And then over here, this would make sense to me to be a bit of a commercial sector, just because we've got a little bit of ground pollution and noise and things coming from the industry area over there. Okay, do we have pipes in this area? Probably not. Let's go ahead and run some water pipes. There we go. So that's actually covered that area fairly well, other than obviously this gaping hole over here. But while we don't have anything in that gaping hole, I'm not terribly concerned. So let's go ahead and just continue sort of sparsely zoning this general area. Just want to make it so the city is kind of just breaking down. It's not going to be as busy out in that area. Yeah, you're kind of more on the edge of town as you approach this farm over here, and I hope that's going to work. We'll have to wait for it to kind of build in, and then we'll have to see how it looks, and if I don't like it, I'll change it, but I think it'll turn out okay. And then if it does look really weird, the other thing we can always do is of course add trees and landscaping, because trees and landscaping will cover a multitude of sins. Always remember that for your Cities Skylines gameplay. If you're anything like me, yeah, trees and landscaping will fix everything. I like this. Okay, oh, yes, right. So we also have this really weird area here that I have no idea what I really want to do with. I think, first of all, I would like to paint in cement into this sort of weird corner here. If I can do that without it looking really strange. It's not the worst. And the same thing over here. Actually, no, I changed my mind. That's a much bigger space over here. So I feel like we could get away with zoning a little bit of commercial in here. And what we could do... No, actually, I don't want to turn zoning off of this road. That's fine. Let's just see if we can get a couple of regular shaped buildings zoned in here to kind of fill up this space. Not bad. So that's just like a couple of businesses like on the edge of town as you come in. I kind of imagine that this would be more like a gas station row, like petrol stations, kind of like all the way along here as people come into the town from this way. You find a lot of petrol stations are on the edges of towns and on main entries and exits. So I kind of like to imagine that there would be quite a few just sort of in this area. And eventually we will have another way onto the highway over here just to stop all this farm traffic from having to go all the way up here and give our people another way of getting into the city if they want to from down here because the more highway entrances you have, the better. Oh dear, someone is on the edge of my water in Hickory Hills. Oh, I didn't actually rename it yet, lol. There we go. Sorry guys. And I'm quite happy with the way this little town turned out. It's very rugged, it's very like country towny, and I like that. It doesn't look like a very fancy place to live, but it looks alright. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on over here. We have not enough buyers for our metals. Okay, let's just pause for a minute. So at the moment, the quarry is level 2, and I have a feeling we unlocked a bunch of stuff that I haven't actually placed down yet. What? I don't want that. There we go. So, yes, okay, we've got some small ore mines underground. We've got an ore grinding mill. I think we already had that unlocked. I'm not sure though. Is that? Yeah, they're all ore grinding mills. We've got, okay, so this is what we need. We need this glass manufacturing plant because this is going to take our buildup of metals and turn it into glass. So this is definitely something that we need for this area. And I kind of like the idea of it being quite a prominent factory, like as you come in, something that the eye gets drawn to because it looks kind of fancy. So we could put it like maybe even along this main road here. What we could do is just extend this road out this way because I'd like to build it coming off of that road rather than the other one. I'm just going to get rid of the trees from here because we're not going to need them. Something I need to get better at doing is deleting the trees where I'm putting buildings. Oh no, it doesn't quite fit. Oh, that's really frustrating. The roundabout's kind of in the way because I would really like it to butt up against that road because I think it'll just look cool. So if that's the case, we're going to need to move that road a little further down, which is going to create a little awkward junction here. Little awkward junctions like that. In reality, they can be not too bad. In Cities Skylines, they can be traffic nightmares. So we will have to watch that and be careful. Okay, so this is currently full of metals, which is great. Let's put down 2 glass manufacturing plants right there. So that as you like drive into this area, you can sort of see these. And then as you come up this road, they're right there. Yeah, and people can sort of admire them as they drive past. So we should now have some of our metals delivered in there, which will really help with the backlog of resources that we currently got. And then in terms of the underground mine, I wouldn't actually mind replacing maybe like one of these guys, because these just look cooler. And again, let's actually get rid of some of these trees because we're not gonna need them. Yeah. So there's a mine going underground there. Is that a natural looking place for that to go? Not really, actually. I would prefer it if it was more like, ooh, up along here maybe. Because the terrain starts to rise up along here. I think that might be a better, more natural looking place for it. So let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that's gonna look good. That's gonna look good. Kind of along this road, and then you can see there, it looks as though they're really sort of like digging into this hill here, which has a lot of ore in it. I think that looks great. So let's just extend a water pipe out there. And then out there, we'll just leave as blank for now. That's fine. We've still got not enough ore storage by the looks. So we need to get more of these grinding mills to turn more of it into metal. Okay. And then we can deal with this a little better. So this is more ore storage. Go away. Maybe we could put, oh yeah, maybe let's put more ore storage over here. That could be good. Nice. I like how that looks there. And then let's see if we can get another ore grinding mill in. Not there. Maybe along here. Yeah, let's put another 2 ore grinding mills in along there. And then we will be able to grind even more ore down into metal. And it's going to look great. And they'll be able to get all of their ore from here. So then we've only got metal storage over there for now, I think. So we could definitely do with storing the metals in another spot. And I wouldn't mind... Yeah, let's actually go with like this kind of warehousey yard. And we're going to try to keep this on empty. We're going to say metals, and that's going to be great. Now, because we are now manufacturing glass with our glass manufacturing plants, we're also going to need somewhere to store glass. So we might also want to put a warehouse in here. Those things do overlap just a little. So I'm just going to move that forwards just a little. So it doesn't look quite as janky. We could almost even pretend that they like share a back fence. Can I move that, like, can I butt that right up against there? Yeah, I like that. Cool. Okay, and then this guy is going to be, again, we'll leave it unbalanced for now, and we're going to store glass here. So glass is one of the ingredients that we end up using in some of these amazing factories. Oh, we can also put in the industrial steel plant. So this turns metal directly into industrial steel. Wow. Okay, I happen to know that this thing is really big, as you can see. So we have to think about where exactly we'd want to put this guy. Again, I feel like it's quite a building that you notice. So I wouldn't mind it being easy to see, because it's like, you know, they're proud of their huge steel manufacturing plant. They want people to notice it and see it and everything. And then what we could do is just extend this out just to there, run a road down along there, and then we could put the steel manufacturing plant up in there. Yes, I'm liking how that's looking. I'm liking that a lot. Brilliant. Okay, so then we're going to run that up through there. And then because this is now creating industrial steel, that is a unique factory product. So we're also going to need somewhere to store that unique factory product until it gets shipped out, basically, one way or another. And I haven't really thought too much about how we're going to ship things out yet, so that's something else we should definitely think about. But so we're going to want to put in another warehouse, and this time I'm going to go with maybe some of these custom warehouses that I have downloaded. Oh wow, that's huge. That's just a large warehouse. It's enormous. What about it? Oh, I like the medium warehouse actually. That looks quite good. Yeah, so let's put that there. And then this is going to be for balanced on unique factory products. And I can see here that we need to just extend our water down this half of the roundabout as well to make these guys happy. So we can do that for you. There you go. So now basically we've created another whole like export over here. The steel products are going to be exported directly, and you can see that we are producing a lot. We're producing like $5,000 worth of steel that we are just going to get paid for. So when you start getting into the Industries DLC is when you start really seeing your money start to rise. It really starts to improve quite quickly. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so now let's take a look. We need just a few more workers to get up to the next level, and it looks like we might be struggling to get them. We've got plenty of room for workers, but we do need a few more of them. So something that I meant to do in the last episode that I didn't get around to doing was start a couple of very simple bus lines. Oh, also you can see, yeah, I like the way this is looking. I like this a lot. So you can see here that this is kind of becoming, yeah, our town edge, and having the zoning kind of break down into a slightly more sparse zoning tends to work really well for kind of establishing that look of the town just petering out, you know, like less people live out here. That's kind of more the edge. And then this is the main town over here. So I'm really liking how that's looking. Very happy with that. I'm just going to zone a little bit more in here quickly before I start on the buses because we have a big residential demand and I would like to fulfill it. Oh, we can also fill out more of this over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just put a road through down there. And again, because this is going to be sort of more the edge of town, I'm going to stick with these kind of plain looking roads for a lot of them, just because there's not as much traffic coming out this way. The roads don't need to be as fancy and well maintained, but I would definitely like to have, yeah, some more residential out here. So let's go ahead and zone that in. And that can build up while we finish off the rest of the bus lines. So we'll jump into our public transport system. The first thing we need to put down is a bus depot. Can we put down a biofuel bus depot? We can. Good. I prefer to run the biofuel buses because I just do. So we could have that. Maybe we want this somewhere with good access because the buses need to be able to get to the lines quick smart. So maybe if we just put it right in here, that'll work quite well. Oh my gosh, the game just froze and jumped a lot while I did that, but that's fine. Ooh, there we go. So we just reached level 3 on Hickory Quarry. So we got a rotary kiln plant, an electronics factory, seabed mining vessel. We're not going to be able to use that. And we got the medium ore mine. This is something that I really wanted to start to get access to, so we can start making it look like we're really burrowing into the hill. But Hickory Ore is going to have to hold that thought because we're making bus lines. So let's pause the game for a minute here. So basically I want to create definitely a line that runs from our main town here down to the ore industry area, so that if people want to work down here, it's easy for them to work down here. So thinking about that, we might actually have just a really small bus terminal, nothing too big or crazy, kind of on this half of the city where a couple of lines can meet and start doing interesting things. And I'm actually going to put it there, and I'm going to get rid of those houses. Sorry guys. And we're just going to run extra water out here while I think of it. There you go. So that's good. Okay, so now we want our bus lines tool. And what we're going to do is start a line. Oh, that's why I can't see what's going on, because there's still like buildings here. There we go. That makes more sense. So we're going to start a line here. And we're going to, this one is essentially just going to come out and down towards Hickory. So let's just put a couple of stops along this road. I'm actually going to put one there in front of the pool, here in front of the school, and then this one is just going to run straight down to Hickory Ore, so that people can come down here for work if they work down in this area. And that's going to be great. And then we're just going to run this all the way back again. There and Back Again, A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins. And this time, yeah, I guess we'll have it stop on the other side of the road in the same spots. And there we go. Okay, so this is Hickory Direct, or Hickory Quarry Direct. Okay. Now, I want biofuel bus depot, fantastic. We just want biofuel buses, and we're going to have a look at how many vehicles the game automatically adds to that line. I say we won't need more than about 2. It wants to add 16, so I don't really want that to happen. Let's go with... Okay, we'll go with 4. We'll let it put 4 on there. I think that's going to be more than we need, so that's fine. Now we want to have a line that kind of comes into here from the rest of the town. So we're going to have a stop there, and then we're going to bring this line out to come down this main drag. I'd rather you not go that way. So sure, stop there. Yes, we can have it come down this main drag, have it come along here, and up into this industry area. So again, oh, that road is not at all connected on that end. I did not realize that. I'm gonna have to fix that. But this is just gonna assist people with getting to work in this area if they do work in this area. And then we could have it sort of stop over here. We could have it loop back around down this street here. And this one, should we make this one a line or a loop? I'm gonna make it a loop. We might as well actually make it bigger. I changed my mind. Let's actually take this one like down through this area. All the way through along this kind of riverfront road. Is that like a huge gap in between stops that I just did? Yeah, let's actually put one in there and then one in there. And then we will have it come maybe up this main road. Yeah. Yep, this is good. And connect back through into there. So this is going to be Old Town. And we're going to call it 1. Now, I didn't get to select my types in time. I want to only run biofuel buses, so I'm going to remove the other buses on the line. There we go. 8 buses is probably going to be too many. Again, I'm going to drop that down. I don't want 8 buses. Let's maybe think about 4, and we'll see how it goes. And then we want to have a line that does the same thing, but just goes in the other direction. So let's quickly run that line through as well. I might actually have it, I should actually have it stop there. So I might edit the other line to stop there as well. And I'm just going to, yeah, I guess that's fine. One thing I definitely don't love about Cities Skylines is the way the bus stops place. I think it's really annoying and unintuitive. I hate the way they kind of like will jerk and only stop in certain very particular places. Really drives me bonkers. Oh, what are you trying to do? I don't want you doing that. No, no, no. Why are you doing this? Is that because you're stopping there? What if I tell you to stop there instead? There we go. That's a lot better. And then, so this is Old Town 002. Fantastic. Select types. Biofuel bus. We'll add a couple on. And then we will edit that line actually. Oh no. My name didn't save. How rude. So let's view that line. So we've got, let's remove the school bus. So again, we've got 4 buses on it. Whoops, it just added another one. No, I only want 4 buses on that line. That's fine, thank you. No, 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 4. 4 is good. 4 is good. Why are you obsessed with putting 6 on this line? 4 buses is good, thank you very much. Okay, wow, look at all the people wanting to catch the bus though. Oh my goodness. Now, one of the mods I have that I fully recommend that you guys get is the kind of editor for public transport vehicles, because by default buses in this game can only fit 30 Sims on them, and I think that's ridiculous. Buses in reality can fit way more than 30 people on them, so I always up mine to like 60, 80, 100 depending on what I'm feeling like at the time, because I just think that's way more realistic. So that is something that I do. You can disagree if you like, but I think it's good. I'm also, because we've now got a bus stop here, just going to come in here and I'm going to run just a really, really short path, just leading back to this road so that people can cut through to get to that bus. And it would really make a lot of sense. I'm so sorry to do that to you, but I would really like that to connect through there as well. And then we may even add a pedestrian crossing with node controller. We'll add a pedestrian crossing right there as well. We won't put traffic lights on it because this road is not very busy, but because we've got all these paths coming through this area, I would like to give all of these people easy access to just walk down to this bus stop here. We also have a path that is running along the back of the commercial here, so it would make sense to me to link that up to that bus stop for a similar idea. And I would like it to connect all the way through as well, but we'll have to demolish a fairly significant building to make that happen. So I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's totally worth it for a footpath, I swear. Yep. It's fine. Okay, now, do I want to run any other bus lines at this point in time? I feel like that does cover a lot of our area, but it would be probably worth having, I need some more water pipes, a local bus that runs around this area, and maybe a local bus that runs around this area too. But I might hold off on this one until we've finished this road network, but we could definitely run another small bus loop through here. So maybe that is something we'll do quickly before I go back to the ore industry area. So thinking about this bus, let me have a think. I wouldn't mind if it shares these stops along this main drag here so that the Sims can transfer from one line to another. That always seems like a good idea to me. And then what we'll do is maybe have it come in down here. Yeah. So I just want to try to give all the people that live in this area good access to a bus line that's not like the main looping bus that goes around the larger city. I'm not necessarily loving how it's turning out so far. Not necessarily. Let me think. Can you come through this roundabout? Come and service all of these people. We're definitely going to have this same bus line running in the other direction as well. Don't worry about that. Yeah, maybe have that come through there. Through there. And then down this main road. Can you? No, you can't hook up with that. Unless I delete that last stop. Okay, let's do that. So this is going to be Old Town bus line 3. And again, we're going to select types, biofuel. We're going to add a couple of vehicles. I'm going to turn this right down again because I don't want more than a couple of buses on this vehicle. Let's go with 4 again. This is all just arbitrary. I'm going to see how it goes. So let's create a new line from here and run this same route just in the other direction. And you can see how happy bus lines make people. Sims in Cities Skylines love bus stops. And basically just public transport options. So then we're going to go Old Town number 4. Select types, biofuel. Turn this right down. There we go. So we're going to have 4 buses on that line as well. Now, something else I do usually do as well is color code the buses to certain areas and certain like things that they do. So I'm happy to have the Old Town buses be blue, but maybe the bus that connects up to Hickory Quarry, we could make into like a black one or a grey one or something, to show that it goes out to the ore industry area. Oh, and another bus line that I want to run, because I forgot about it, is of course one that meets the hub here but connects up to Hickory Hills. So that the people who live out here, if they want to, can go ahead and catch the bus down into the main town. Because I feel like that'd be good. How do I want to loop this? Yeah, I kind of don't really want it going off of that main street. So there we go. We're just going to have 2 stops either side of the street. And that's going to come down into this hub. And we're going to go Hickory Hills direct. There we go. Let's also make this one into this kind of like dark grayish color. There we go. We don't want either of those vehicles. We want biofuel buses. So we're going to add just 2. 2 should be plenty, just to connect out to that area. Now that we've had these bus lines in for a while and they've been running for a little while, let's see how they're looking. So starting with Old Town bus line number 1. Yeah, we've got a fair... Oh my gosh, why are there so many buses on this? No, we don't need this many buses. Game, what are you doing? 4 buses is fine. And another thing you can actually do with bus hubs that I find really helpful is you can actually just click on the hub to have a look at how many people are waiting to catch the different routes that you've got connected to your bus hub. This hub, by the way, is a modular bus station. I got it off the Steam Workshop. It's just a miniature miniature bus hub for small towns like this one. So looking at this, you can see there's quite a few people waiting to go out to the Hickory Quarry. And it looks as though we don't have a bus coming anytime soon because that is such a long route. Potentially only having 4 buses on it isn't going to service it enough. So we might go ahead and add 2 more vehicles. It's more than we need in terms of like how many of the people fit on the buses, but just because it is such a popular place to go and work, we're going to need more, and it is like this particular distance away, we're going to need more buses just to move the people over there quicker than they're currently being moved. This might be one of them coming in here. Yep, so this is going to Hickory Quarry direct. Off it goes. You can see all the people, and this is what I love about bus hubs. So you could see all of the people just got off the bus for Hickory Quarry, and then they all pretty much just scattered and went to the other stops. So people are now, you know, people could live over here and work out at Hickory Quarry, and they can use one bus line to come in here and then another bus line to go out there. And I just love watching that happen in the game. I think it's really fun. Okay, so speaking of the quarry, let's go back over here and kind of see how it's going, because we did level up. So we should be able to put down a few more things, which is going to be great. So these mines, I love these mines because they have this like kind of hill. They look really good butted up against a big hill, which is why I was so excited when I saw this basin. So let me kind of show you what I mean. If we just run a road, we're going to cut through the land. We're going to run it directly up the hill. I'm sure that's fine. And then we could run it maybe at that angle. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then if we grab one of these mines, we've made it just a little bit too close to the hill because it goes back quite a way. Okay, we're going to use movement mod because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered deleting the road and replacing it. And we're just going to just move it back just a couple of clicks. And now we're going to see how that looks. Perfect. And now if we put that in there, you can see it kind of looks like a little bit more natural, like they've taken this part of the cliff out and they're like digging it out. And I just love it. And I love watching these things do their thing. Okay, so this is going to drastically increase the amount of ore we're producing. So we're going to need to have a think about that. We also got this rotary kiln plant, which is basically a more efficient version of these mini ore grinding mills that we've got everywhere, these guys, the rotary kiln plant can handle a lot more ore than the little grinding mills can. So we might consider putting one of those back here. This could be a good area for that. And that's going to really improve our production of metal from our ore resources. So happy about that. And then let's connect these two roads because that would make sense to me, and run that kind of out there. And then let's get, what else did we unlock? Oh yeah, that's right. We also got the seabed mining vessel, which we're not going to be able to use. That's fine. Let's put in another underground ore mine here, because again, I think that's a good looking place for that to go. And then let's take a look and see. So we need a lot more resources. We need 550 workers to get to the next level, and we've got capacity for 605. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy to just let this run. You can see we don't have any pop-ups saying, you know, there's not enough people to buy my ore or use my metals or whatever. So it looks like we've got a steady production of glass, a steady production of steel products, and a steady production of metals, which I am happy about. One thing we could do is just put another metal warehouse along there. Let me see. We got glass being stored there. Just because we're now producing metals from this guy, maybe we'll put in another storage area for those metals, just here along this road. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm really liking how this is taking shape. You can see we have another super healthy residential demand. So let's continue to fulfill that as much as we can. Let's just maybe draw a little bit of a road up through here, a little bit of a cul-de-sac, just going up. Again, just like a edge of town kind of road. Not too many people are going to build on this road. Just a couple of little spots where they can build a house. There we go. Let's put one there. This stretch here, I'm gonna zone a little heavier because it is close to this kind of commercial sector, so I like that. And then this big square here, I feel like we could break up with another road or two. Let's have, can you actually not snap to the angle? Thanks. Let's just have a bit of a curved road coming into here, and then curving around. Perfect. And then just going straight through like that. Sweet. I'm liking that. I'm actually going to zone that like that. And I'm not making these squares much bigger than 4x4 because that tends to be the biggest lots you get people building. There we go. Let's put a little house there. Some more little houses along here. And one there. Maybe a little one there. Nice little one there. Just being kind of picky and choosy with where I'm letting people build at the moment. And then what you could do to make this look a little bit less weird is you can use a forest brush and just kind of fill this in with a couple more trees and things like that. I might actually turn that strength back up, but turn the size down. There we go. So now it doesn't look so weird that land is kind of left open. It's because there's trees. And we didn't want to cut down all the trees. Nice. I'm not actually liking having these huge pines as part of the forest brush for this town, so I might just go through and delete those. I know there are a few of them around, like there's a lot of them out there, but as part of the town, I don't love that. Ooh, what's your problem? Not enough buyers for our animal products. Is that right? Well, what factories can we build that need animal products? Oh, we can actually place this factory now, by the way, because this needs crops and glass by the looks, which we are producing both of. The electronics factory, I don't think we can make that one yet. Clothing factory, we need plastic for. We're not producing plastic yet. Food factory, we also need the forestry industry for, so we can't place that. So the only factory we can place at the moment is this one, and that's not going to help with our animal products not being used enough. So let's just go back and take a look at the farming industry. we might just end up... Do I have the farm? Yeah, I have the farm maintenance building. We may just actually have to store the animal products until they get used in the bakery, because I think that's the only factory that uses animal products directly, that we have right now, that can use them. So let's actually just put down a warehouse, a nice little farm shed, yes, to store animal products in until we have another factory that needs them. I like this because it just looks like a big old farm shed. It makes me happy. So yeah, let's just put animal products in that, and then they'll be able to store their animal products somewhere and they won't be complaining. Okay, so yeah, I'm really liking how this is turning out. This big area here, I did say I was leaving blank for any more city service buildings that we needed. And then this area over here, I guess I could zone a little more over here. Just to kind of fill it up. Let me see if I run that road. No, not down there. I kind of want that to be like just one in from where it is. So again, we're just going to use move it mod. Just gonna shift that in a little bit. Oh, didn't like me doing that, did it? Got an error. That's okay. And we'll just fill that in. Let people build there. Okay, so we're so close to our next population unlock, which I really want, so that we can get another tile and start thinking about really expanding our city more. So I am quite desperate to get that. We will be starting to build a town up here, which will eventually turn into a city. So I wouldn't mind unlocking this tile here, but I also wouldn't mind unlocking that tile, so we can finish off this town properly. But I think it would probably make more sense to unlock this tile here. So if we can do that, I will be quite thrilled. So something I've just noticed is that a lot of people are trying to park off the street, just up in this area. So I might just add a little bit more car parking in, because it looks like we've got a lot of people who work up here who would appreciate having somewhere to park. Interesting. All my car park placement, and we still need more. And then I'm just going to use Move It Mod to just shift those. Move It Mod seems to really be struggling today. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but it seems to be not happy with something. Not happy with life. That's okay. You can see that the Sims do like to use the car parks quite a lot. So all of these people that were trying to park on the street are now in those car parks there. So they do actually really enjoy them, which I like. It makes me happy. And we might just add in maybe just a little smidge more industrial zoning in this area, because I think we could use just a bit more of it. And then maybe just a couple other small shops, things like that would be good. And then while we wait, because I'm really waiting for us to get the next population unlock, which we must be so close to getting right now, let's just take another look at our bus lines and see how we're going. So we're moving a lot of people with our bus lines, which I am very happy about. Hickory Hills Direct, this one, the buses are well populated, but there's not too many people waiting, so I'm happy with that. Now let's take a look at Old Town 1. We've got, yeah, the buses are well populated, but not too many people waiting. Happy with that. Old Town 2. We've got quite a few people waiting to get onto the bus for Old Town 2. So I might add just one more bus to that line. Okay, and then Old Town 3. Let's take a look at. This one has way too many buses on it. Way more than I would have wanted. I was about to say, oh, that's like running quite well. Let's take a couple of those buses off because they're all very empty and there's like basically no one waiting anywhere. So we got more buses than we need. And managing how many buses you've got on your lines like this, the reason I do that is that buses equal traffic and buses also stop traffic. Like when a bus has to pull over and pick up these people, particularly on the local roads, it can stop the traffic, you know, trying to move around. So that is why I like to try to control that fairly closely. Oh no, so I've just noticed that we're having some serious power problems. I'm guessing that's probably going to be our supply lacking. We haven't got our budget turned down at all, that's fine. So we might just actually have to add another power plant into our town. We do have access to the solar updraft tower, which could look kind of cool out here in the ore area. I'm just saying, like if we were to add that in, that might look pretty epic out here in the ore industry area. Or we could also just add in another one of these geothermal power plants over here. Would probably also make sense. Let's have some fun. Let's go with a solar updraft tower out here in the ore industry area because I think that's just a really fun idea. Let's run an extra little road. Just up through there. And then we should be able to place it against that road. Nice. That's cool. So yeah, I reckon now our electricity availability is through the roof, which is what we wanted. And I'm thinking that is looking pretty sweet. Nice. Okay, so how close are we? Oh my gosh, we are slowly, so slowly ticking up towards this population unlock. I'm so determined to get it. Should we do just a little more zoning out here? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I don't want to destroy their houses because that's just rude. And I've just like, they've just built them. They're brand new houses. They're pride and joy. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to bring a road up through here. No, we won't do that. We'll build it off of this road instead. Even though it doesn't look quite as good to my eyes, we'll do that instead because I can't do that to my... Oh no! Oh, as I'm saying, oh, I can't do that to my people. I accidentally demolished their houses by trying to place this road. I'm the worst. I am the worst. Oh my God, people, I'm so sorry. I really am. You probably don't believe me. You're probably like, that bloody man, she is such a... she built my new house and then she knocked it down with a crazy roads and... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, people. Oh no. I feel terrible. Imagine if you just built a house in like a newly zoned area and then the government came in and was like, actually, we want to add another road in. So we're gonna have to knock down your beautiful new house. Okay, we are there. Fantastic. Oh, this is amazing. So we have now reached small city. We've got level 6 unique buildings. We've got train, which is really exciting. We've got some new policies that we can do. We've got monorail. All of the new train stations have been unlocked, which is really exciting. And we've also got hydro power plants, which is great. We don't really need hydro power plants, but that's okay. All right, guys. So now that we have reached that, I think we are going to call this episode to a close. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Let's just do a final check out here at Hickory Quarry. So our main bottleneck out here is workers, which is fine. My plan for the next episode is to start developing this area up here, which reminds me. Oh, we didn't get a land unlock. Oh, bummer. Okay, well, that's okay. My plan for the next episode is still to start developing this area up here. We're going to start working on a new town in this section here, which is going to help out with Hickory Quarry, because I'm sure some of these people will go down there to work. And then eventually, yeah, we're going to sort of probably knock down this super pretty old factory out here because we don't want it, and build up a beautiful kind of skyline along here, which is going to look absolutely epic, and I can't wait to see that happen. And then we'll probably continue the city sort of down around here. We'll have another town over here, and eventually we'll fill up this entire map, and I'm excited to see it happen. All right, so let's just follow this bus. oh my goodness, it just crashed into that other one. But just as we end this episode, I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, definitely leave a like on the video. It really helps out. It really means a lot to me. And if you're not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing. I plan to keep this series going for a long time. If you're enjoying it, there'll be plenty more to come. Definitely leave your thoughts and comments down below. If you've got ideas for naming particular areas, let me know, and we will do that next time. And yeah, take care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.